Good afternoon, Warren Township Schools. Dr. Mingle here with a brief video update for the week ending June 12th, 2020. As you are all well aware, we are now completing our final full week of the school year here. Thank you to all of our parents for their support and assistance in ensuring that we had a safe process in place for material drop-off and pickup this week at the elementary schools and the middle school. Thank you to all the staff members who helped put together that process and to staff it, especially at the middle school on Wednesday in pretty high heat. So again, thank you to everybody. I know that we still have yearbook distribution to go for our 5th graders and our 8th graders when they come in, and our principals are hard at work creating what I think people will find very exciting opportunities for those pickup and drop-offs. We know that the conditions change on a regular basis, and we appreciate your flexibility as we keep working to make sure we're in compliance with the state guidelines as they change, which in some cases has been on a daily basis for things like whether we can allow wave parades and other kinds of ceremonies to take place. As we move into next week, we know that we have our final 2 days of school on Monday and Tuesday, and our teachers are working hard to prepare for that closure, to bring a sense of positivity to the end of the school year and make sure that we transition into the summer. You'll see in today's community briefing email, which will follow up with more resources next week, a section on the website now about family summer resources. This is something our teachers prepare for parents and families each summer, but given the nature of the last 3 months and the unknown factors related to the summer and the opening of next school year, we thought it was important to put together a more robust set of resources. So credit to our staff who have spent a lot of time over the last few weeks curating academic support resources as well as social emotional support resources for families. So I would encourage you to check that out. You can find the details in today's email briefing. As you know, we're hard at work on the return to school process with our vision of safely returning all students and staff members to the Warren Township schools. As I shared last week, we're working on essentially 3 scenarios, which is scenario 1, the one that we all prefer, is that all students and staff come back to the physical buildings. That will happen at some point. We're hoping it's going to be with the opening of the regular school year in September. Scenario 2 involves a process where some students are in person and some students are in distance learning scenarios. That might be on an alternating basis or depending on conditions. Scenario 3 being that all students remain virtual. And then we also have to be prepared for the possibility of intermittently having to go back and forth between different scenarios based on current conditions at the time. Your input is extremely valuable to this process. The community staff survey closes on Tuesday at 10 a.m. As of the time of this recording, we are up to nearly 800 responses from our community, which is unbelievable. So happy to have that level of response. We have somewhere in the ballpark of about 1,000 families. So we're at 70 to 80% participation rate. So that's really phenomenal. Thank you so much for that. Similarly, on the staff side, we're almost up to 300 staff responses out of somewhere around 350 staff members. So elated at that community participation. A detailed summary of the results will be shared via the community briefing email and video next Friday, June 19th. So definitely check that out. We anticipate doing additional check-in surveys like this the first week of July and the first week of August so that we can see how people's minds are shifting as more and more information becomes available and as we see how things happen around us, especially once we have guidance from the New Jersey Department of Education so that we can communicate about what the conditions will look like upon a return, which will certainly affect people's opinions about how and when to return. So what else is new? Obviously, we talked a little bit already about the materials pickup and drop off. Thank you again for all of that. The summer resources I mentioned. And I did want to remind you that summer fund registration is open through June 16th. Although summer camps are now going to be permitted starting sometime in July, the requirements around them are not something that we can, at the drop of a hat, change our plans for. So summer fund will remain in a distance learning environment. Kind of a cool opportunity, though, because we will have kids participating from beyond Warren due to the nature of the program. Definitely check out the registration materials on the district website if you're interested in participating in our summer fun program this year. That's it for this week. As always, if you have questions or comments, you are welcome to send them to covid19@warrentboe.org, and they will be forwarded to the appropriate person to get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks for your continued efforts and support. as we close out the 2019-20 school year in a way that we never imagined. We look forward to getting everybody back in person as soon as we can. Have a wonderful weekend.